Hello everybody and welcome back to some more Modsauce 2, and unfortunately for us, this episode I just finished recording and I went back to look at all my videos and, you know, basically get started to edit it and render it out and then go to upload it, and I look at it and my microphone wasn't set to... Well, in the recording, my microphone settings were all like reset to what they were originally, like, well, not detected basically, so it wasn't recording my microphone, which means what I'm gonna probably do today is sort of just go over what I did and maybe do one or two other small things, which means it's probably gonna be a bit of a shorter episode. But what I did in the episode is I went about creating a thing called a wither killer, or wither farm from Practicalities, which I did down here. This being the base that I have, or the underground area of the base that I have now created, each having this select, 9x9 area in it. And this isn't going to be the final size. I am going to potentially expand it if I need the spaces anytime in the future. But for now I thought, why not have this space of like 16 areas just to start us off, and then once we maybe fill this place up and grow out of it, we can expand it even further, because it's not that difficult to just replicate this whole thing further. But over here is actually where we did the wither killer. This thing here, it is a total of 65 wither blocks and one wither killer, and it's a 5x5x3, and it's hollow in the middle, if I can get through to it eventually. There we go, it's hollow in the middle, so it's 65 of those and one of these. I have some wither skulls in there already. I used all the soul sand I have, bar the 3 extra I have here, which actually I guess I have a few going in here. I actually found out if we use Spectre or Spooky flour in an induction smelter with... Well, this is actually more efficient, I've just realized. But 6 spooky flour with 3 sand will make 6 of it, and 1 with the sand will make 1, which in the video I said was a really good idea, but then I realized now that the induction smelter idea is really bad, and annoyingly I had 6 of the wheat, and I could have saved 3 sand, which is obviously a massive resource that we need. But what we can do is just quickly throw this in here. We'll get 2 out of this. But what it'll do is it'll spawn a wither. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it. There you go. So it'll create a wither, and I tested it already, and this transfer node will, if I get rid of it actually, just to show you what happens, it'll then create this nether star over here, which can then get transported out, which I've done via this transfer node for now. And we have 1 in here, and this one will get done. I think there might be a cooldown period of time there, but now you can hear it's started doing its thing, so that's really good for us. We're able to now, if I set it up properly, basically on demand get nether stars, or I might just have it continuously going on and on and on and on and on forever. Actually, come to think of it, I do have a plan for considering the whole thing is screwed up today. I do actually have a plan to do something else, which was gonna take a while, or be on the back burner for a bit, but it's a quick, hopeful, simple thing that we can do. Oh, actually, come to think of it, I have to remember, down here, I am going to plan to make a 9x9 ender pearl farm in the future. I actually was going to do that today, but then I went to do this, and then now the videos stopped being, a useful thing because it failed. But I'll do that in one of the next episodes, hopefully. But what we're going to do today is something over with these guys here. So currently we have a crystal growth chamber, which is the AE2 stuff of the crystal growth accelerator, requiring 6 of them anyway, but it's more efficient than doing it with the crystal growth accelerators, because it's just in a block and it's like 1 second for 1%. So it's like a minute or something. And we also have some acceleration cards in there anyway, so it speeds up the whole process. Actually, come to think of it, if we get some quartz, let's get some Certus quartz dust and some sand in here. Let's create 2 stacks of this, throw them in here, and you'll see this is how quickly this is currently producing Certus quartz seeds and growing them. So there you go. Maybe like 10-15 seconds to get them. I don't know, I didn't count. But yeah, that's really good for us. That's really useful. Charger, as far as I know, doesn't actually have an upgrade. It only has pattern encoders, crystal growth accelerators, and the one we're planning to do today is the advanced inscriber, which upgrades this whole thing, mainly because I have no idea what the advanced inscriber does, and I think it'll be quite interesting. I think it might, like, if I were to guess, it maybe has so you can set it to do any of the 4 processes at once or something, but it requires not that much actually. 2 hoppers, 4 iron ingots, and 2 engineering processes, which if I have some silicon left is pretty cheap if we look at the whole grand scheme of things. I mean, that's 2 silicon, 2 diamonds, 2 redstone, and an engineering press. And then if I take these out of here, those there, and then just quickly we can just get all this done. Silicon press, get those 2 printed, and at some point I also need to create an automatic version of this for the auto crafting. That'll get done obviously in the future, but there we go. Other than that, let's just throw these blocks in there. What else do we need, I wonder, for it? We need hoppers, but I'm actually, no, we don't. We only have a vacuum hopper. So if I look up, get some wood quickly, what I can do is be efficient, and then just I'll create a hopper. So 1, 2. Do an advanced inscriber. Everything should be there except the inscriber itself. Advanced inscriber here. Place it in. Oh, you can lock them. Okay, and also you can have more upgrades, I guess. So that'll be cool. So if we have these all set up, I guess they can just generally, you can have them all set up to do different things, and you don't have to do a weird setup for it. So you can have, I guess you'd need them one for each press, and then 1 for each of the processes. So you'd need a total of, I guess, really efficiently 1, 2, 3, 4 of them, because you won't really care about a name press, I guess. So 4, I think you need 7 of them, because for each of the processes you need, for the logic processor, the calculation processor, and the engineering processor. So you need 7, but you could lock it. Which would be cool. Oh, I guess you wouldn't be able to lock. Can we remove automation if no process is going on and the middle slot is empty? Well, I guess if you have the redstone always in the center of it, you could set up. You can't lock the center one, unfortunately. But I guess if you only have redstone going in, I don't think the silicon stuff can go in the whatever it's called, the middle slot or anything like that. So I guess it would work out. Whoa! I was wondering why I was lagging. What happened? What happened? Iron's too much. Is iron full? Iron's full. I need a deep storage unit for iron. I was actually thinking this was going to happen, but I didn't think it would happen this soon. I think I have a deep storage unit left, yep. And it's got nothing in it. So let's set that up for iron and ruin our frame rate. Okay, let's... Lag City. I think I might need like a vacuum hopper. My god. Right, I'm gonna do all this at like 2 frames per second and then I'll be back with you right after that. Right, so I got all that sorted out now. Hopefully that's all gonna be fine, and this is gonna be a bit more of a trouble, I guess. We're gonna have to, at this rate, sort of get all the correct items in the correct place. It's gonna be definitely be a mess, to say the least. So in total we need like these in here. Well, actually, if we go do this, get iron, like maybe throw out everything that isn't iron. Like if we have this happen, I guess, and we'll throw out like spider eyes and all that, and then we can come through here, pick up only iron. But yeah, like just today I was thinking to myself, like at some point in the very near future, there are going to be too many ores that are going to screw me over. And today it happened. Today it indeed happened. So let's go with gold next. So let's do this. Get gold up in here. There we go. And then pick up all the gold. And considering the materials that we're like making on a regular basis, I'm not going to care too much about... I'm not going to worry about... what am I trying to say? I'm not going to worry about like these materials, I guess, despawning, because it's not really too much of a problem, just because we're making these materials so much, kind of obviously by the fact that we are overflowing by this much. I can't think that this has been going on for that long. I think my frame rate would have tanked a lot more than it had. I thought it was just a tiny bit of lag, just being a bit persistent, but no, it was definitely something else happening. So now we need to get some tin. So wherever tin is in this whole thing, everything but tin. And these goddamn like mussels and stuff are really, really annoying. Now you can see they're despawning. Did I just hear a ghast? I think I heard a ghast just then. What the hell? So now we need to like... What are we after? We're after silver, I think? Silver. So everything... Platinum can go, silver staying. Yeah, this is definitely definitely a surprise to me. Okay, all this stuff is now despawned, so I guess I can just sort of pick up the remaining pieces and work with what I've got. So this is osmium. See, I can hear a ghast. I have no idea where from, but I can hear a ghast. It's kind of worrying. So there's some silver, which apparently I didn't pick up. This is some lead, which should be here. And this is aluminium, which is all here. Nickel, which I think is in this one, yep. We got some platinum. And some more silver, which would be over here. And then these ones are a lot easier because it's just a case of double right clicking on it and everything's sorted. So there we go. A lot of things going on there. Hopefully, I'll just check all the ones over here. Make sure these guys are all functioning correctly. I want to make sure all these aren't too logged back, I guess. Now, these aren't even full of anything. This one's the only one that probably has a lot in it, it seems. That one has quite a bit. This one has quite a lot. Let's actually have a look at these. This has got quite a lot in there, same as this one. So at some point I might get these to... This one's definitely probably going to overflow at some point. Same here. That's getting very close, I think, to overflowing, which is going to be a bit of a pain if it does. Right there. But hopefully it's not too much of an issue. I'm probably going to try and set up in the near future a auto crafting system. I'm hoping it might be a bit ugly to start off with. Oh, right. It's a wither. It might be a bit ugly to start off with because in general it's going to just be like... Well, I'm going to move the Tesseract, I guess, to just get a direct feed down. But if I get a direct cable down here, it's simply going to just be kind of... If I just fill in like this with andesite, and then there, it's going to be like going this... Oh, no, that's the wrong place. It's going to be wherever that hole went. Ah, yeah. It's going to be like over here in the middle. And it's going to probably go into here. So this is going to look a bit bad to start off with, but hopefully in the future after that everything should be fine. And I'm going to also try and like minimize interfaces used. So like if I have a ton of deep storage units, I guess like let's give the ender pearl thing an example. If I have what am I trying to say? Because it produces both ender pearls and ender lily seeds, so I guess those are going to be in deep storage units. Those are going to be in deep storage units on their own, so I'll have to use two. But if it's something that I'm just going to have in my system, and it's creating multiple of it in a system, I'm just going to have sort of both of them have transfer nodes into one. Like if it's a machine, let's say, if I'm for example, I've got a redstone furnace down here, or you know, a fluid transposer setup, which is probably going to be done at some point. That is just going to be everything. All those machines are just going to pipe into one interface to reduce both clutter, I guess, and also reduce usage of interfaces, because we only have 32 on a... God damn it. For the moment, we only have 32 on the thing, so, you know, we'll have to see how that goes. What might end up happening is a case of going... Oh, I can't shift down. Like, going a bit further down, creating a larger ME controller and setting everything up from there, and then having a quantum link up here for the terminal itself, and from there having everything set up, and then in the quantum link itself can also have this set up to it, so that I don't have to move all the cables. I think that'll probably be the way we go when we get up to making quantum link stuff. But we're not at that stage yet, so it's going to be a bit more messy. I also have to think about how I'm going to make this place look a bit better than it currently is, but I think it's doing okay for now. And how I'm going to fill up all these. I think I said in the failed episode of recording that the plan was at some point to, or because I realized we have soul shards, or soul shards reborn, I think the mod is actually called, having like, or trying to set up a soul shard, like a tier 5 spawner for every single mob in the game, or in the mod pack rather, which will be pretty interesting, I think. And then from there we can, you know, have on-off switches for all of them, and it should be fine then. Like if we need like quickly get, I don't know, I think of something that a certain mob drops blaze rods. Let's say I need blaze rods, we can switch on the blaze spawner, or magma cream and magma cream can go on, or slime and slime can go on, and you know, all those such things. I think that'll be pretty cool. But I'm probably going to end it off there for today, because I spent quite a bit of time on the other episode and wasted a lot of time on that. But yeah, overall we did the wither killer now, so hopefully in the future I can set up a spectre wheat farm, at least a little one with a probably a imaginary time block on it, and then we can set up a whole soul sand creation thing. And from soul sand, I think we can both do we can both use it for the wither thing, and also we can sieve it. I can't remember what we can sieve it into, which is what I'm checking now. We can sieve it and we can get ghast tears, nether warts, and quartz out of it. And we have a 100% chance of getting quartz out of it, so that's interesting, I guess. And we also we can make solarium out of it, which in turn can make the soul binder and some other things like a soul vial, which I guess if we're going to be using soul shards won't matter too much, but it might be interesting if we get a spawner with a soul vial and see if the soul shards work with that. Like, we can just have a spawner, spawn a load of one enemy, and then kill however many of it, I think it's 512 of that enemy, and get a tier 5 soul shard from that spawner itself, and then create a more efficient one. I think that'll be pretty cool. But anyway guys, thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed. Sorry it's maybe a bit shorter than normal, but I kind of almost put double the time into the episode than actually is being shown. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.